Hello Internet, welcome to the Super Fun Awesome Happy Time Pedal Show. Unboxing time. Alex, what do we have?
Hey, we have a Marshall Origin 20 head. This is inside this box. We're going to check it out and then do a demo of it. So,
if you want to just watch me unbox it by myself, you can watch the video here. And a 52. So I did an unboxing of a 20 and a 50. We'll just do a quick one now and then we'll do the proper video of it.
So yeah, I wasn't around for the 50.
No.
So here's the 20. Oh, safe to use red scissors.
Unboxing scissors.
Looks Marshall-y.
Yes. Ooh. Take the corners out, man. You're wild.
Wow, fair bit of weight.
Wild and outrageous. Yes, they're weightier than the studio stuff. Hang on, let's...
Look at that.
Okay, we have one Marshall amp.
Let's check out what we've got on the front panel. Power on and off. The output, which attenuator type setup, which is low, medium, and high output.
Yes, I should say quickly, big thank you to Nick and all the awesome guys at Electric Factory here in Australia. Sorry, I've got a croaky voice today. The Australian Marshall distributors for sending this and a whole bunch of other amps out. There'll be tons of shootouts we'll be doing over the next few weeks, months, years, for as long as we can stall it so we can hang on to them for longer. Joking.
It says on the tag, Jim Marshall, the father of loud.
And it's shiny, isn't it? Nice
like
and shiny.
Hologram.
Can you see it?
I don't know if you can see it.
It's like a shiny
Hologram-y
thing.
Master output controls the master volume and the presence. The what do we got? 4-band EQ with a tilt control, which is the kind of 1 and 2 inputs bridged.
Yeah, well, on the
jumps, sorry,
on the
jumps
old and for example, like on the studio vintage, right, the old Plexi style, you have a I think it's called normal and a bright input.
Yeah.
And a normal input is a lot bassier, has a lot of top end rolled off, and a bright input is the opposite. It's quite bright, has a lot of bottom end rolled off. So you can go into either of them, or you can bridge them. And the tilt control is kind of like a knob to go from one to the other, or blend the two.
That's it. And then a gain up on the end there.
And you have a push pull.
What was that, push pull?
For boost. Yeah,
fantastic.
If you want more gainage.
On the back, we've got an effects loop, a foot switch. Can we see that?
And you need the foot switch, which is in here, if you want to turn the effects up on.
Oh, that's for the effects loop?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And the boost, so you have a boost switch too.
There's a DI out and 3 speaker.
Which we should try that. That's actually something I haven't tried yet. That's something we should do today. We should try the DI out.
Very good. We'll be back soon. I'm going to plug it in.
Okay.
Turn it up. Father of loud.
And we're back. And we have a amp here now.
Yep, it's plugged in, warming up. We've got a setup that's going into a single 12 with a greenback, like with an SM57.
Yeah, someone just asked about that not long ago.
Okay, yeah.
What's the chain, man?
It's a SM57.
Yes.
Groundbreaking, I know.
I thought you had a second mic on there at some stage too.
A long time ago, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Not for a long time.
I'm behind times.
At the moment, we've got a Mad Professor Cosmos plugged into the effects loop.
You can see our demo of that here.
It's a very fun pedal. And it's all controlled by the foot switch, which has the effects loop on and off, and also
Boostonization.
boost for the preamp gain.
Yes.
So everything's down. There's no standby switch, so it's on, and we're on. Let's start on. We're on medium.
Medium, okay.
Power.
Yeah. So I think it goes 20, 10, 5 or 25, 3 or something like that.
We'll put the link, the actual numbers up. Yeah, but it's that kind
I
of.
don't think it's actually in the even on a Marshall thing. It doesn't say it.
not?
I don't think, but I think it's something like that. It's quite substantial drop when you go down to low.
So power scaling, which is cool. So let's put a master up, maybe a bit of presence, some EQ.
So we've got basically you've got your gain, which is also a boost if you pull it out here. You've got your preamp EQ. You've got treble, mids, and bass, and you've got the tilt function. Now, the tilt function, I think we mentioned before a little bit, is you used to have these 4 inputs. You used to have a high input and a low input for a normal channel, and a high and a low input for a bright channel. And this is sort of like a way where most people bridge them. And this is, if you go counterclockwise, you're all the way on the normal channel. If you go clockwise, you're all the way on the bright channel. So that's your preamp section, and then you have your power amp section here with your master volume and presence. Yeah, I'll stop talking and over to you.
Cool. Let's get some gain up. Let's go halfway. It's kind of quiet on that mode. Let's give a bit more. And everything's at 12 o'clock. Tilts in the middle. I think, yeah, definitely towards the dark side with that telly type guitar.
Oh yeah, I find a tilt really quite useful because depending on what guitars you play, you get quite a drastic difference. Like both the guitars we're playing now are relatively bright guitars. So once you plug in something with humbuckers and stuff, you probably want a little bit more on the bright side of things. So the tilt is actually a good way without changing the EQ. You just kind of brighten it up a little bit.
I'd start there first with your tone settings.
Yeah.
And then you can might back off the treble a bit, a little bit more presence for very top end. It's a long reverb. It's
such a lovely clean amp.
yeah.
I mean, we're now, I don't know, again with the Marshall stuff, it's hard to, you could see it with the other video, but never sure because it's all sort of shiny. I don't know if you can really see that in the other camera where all the knobs are, but I mean, I really think with this amp, one of the things you've got to do, and I think Marshall generally, is you've got to crank the master because it's that, they are quite thin in my opinion with the master down. So you need that power amp to work to fatten up. And I mean, we've got the gain on 8, just about. Or I mean, let's say our clocks. It's easier, so it's about 230.
Let's go to low power so I could crank everything without blowing up the preamps in the studio.
This is the old everything on 10.
That's a little bit much though.
Yeah. But I mean, that's as distorted as it gets. Then it's not a... and I think it's a little bit in that sort of like the old kind of Plexi style. I think a lot of people kind of assume it to be that Van Halen Brown sound, but it's not. It's the actual old Plexi stuff. It's a clean amp, and you kind of drive it a bit by cranking the power amps, and I think that's where sort of the magic happens when you crank the power amps, and they take pedals great. That's the other thing.
Cool. Do you want to play some with your Jazz Master?
Okay.
And we can check it out.
Which sounds...
Back to medium.
Medium? It's just, I mean, I've got the 50 at home. I ever so slightly prefer the 50 over the 20. But I mean, with me also, I've got to say, sort of the way I do things at my place and the way Alex does things at his place, I don't think he could necessarily use a 50 in the way I use it, because I don't actually have a speaker attached to my amp. Mine always goes into the 2 notes torpedo and then DI'd from there basically with cab emulation into my recording interfaces. And I have the 50 like seriously cranked, and they are loud amps. So with the 20, even on full wattage too, because I do think it thins out ever so slightly as you go down in the lower wattages. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I do think personally they are great amps. And I'm not just saying that because they were nice enough to send us stuff. I mean, we don't get to keep the stuff, you know, they just send us the stuff to review. And thank you so much for that, Electric Factory. But I do honestly think, I mean, at the 50 I bought, I think it's such a great, clean and pedal platform amp. Like one of the best I've come across.
I'll never go with that, because what I just did then was max out the master volume and then brought up the preamp gain.
Okay.
Just to get level. So
with boost.
With the boost, yeah. Just
and
so
I'll swap to humbuckers.
It's kind of on that, dirty clean thing.
Okay.
Maybe a bit of spring.
Sure. Spring's good. Just turn the reverb off because people always complain, I can't hear it because the reverb's still on, I can't hear it because the delay's
Sure.
on.
That's because they're non-imaginative people. Yeah, it definitely gets more weight and punch when you
The master.
master up.
I really think it needs it
I think
with those type of
that's
amps.
the technique to use. Very
Now,
nice.
should we get really, really loud?
It's a rock and roll happening.
With humbuckers, Carvin, or nowadays Kiesel, CT6, all standard, with drop C sharp tuning. So there's a lot more output, so you get a lot more gain. Yeah, almost leaning. See, with this, because it's a darker guitar, leaning more towards the bright side on it. So this is, again, I don't know if you can see it, gain on full with the boost on, master on full.
It is on the low power wattage, so don't blow up that single 12 cabinet.
Because it's 20 watts, but it's loud. It's very loud. It's a loud amp. Almost too thick. Let's back off on the gain a little bit.
That's to a single 12,
Single 12.
open back cabinet.
It's fat. It's very fat. I mean, it has a bit of sort of brightness on top, but there's so much there.
Weight, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just base, it's this weight thing.
It's embiggenedness.
Yep.
It's a new word.
Absolutely. Very cool.
Should we try it?
Yes.
Should we run some sort of distortion-ish, overdrive-ish kind
So.
of pedal of some choosing into the front of it?
Sure, let's press the front end.
Okay,
We'll be back.
back shortly. And we're back. So we now have and trust it, we'll put maybe a photo up, trust us. It's a Tube Screamer style pedal. It's in Mostronics Expand Drive, which you can watch the video for that here. It's sort of his take on the Tube Screamer with a few extra EQing on it. So, cleans. It sounds suchly the amp.
Maybe slightly darker for my
Okay.
taste. Yeah.
Okay, humbuckers. So the amp sounds suchly. Slightly brighter for my taste. But see kind of how much weight you lose too. Yeah, it's louder, but I mean it's
Kind of
thins out. Okay, so that's it. I mean, it's not a drop C sharp kind of riffy kind of pedal, but I mean, back to the alternative-y stuff.
No. Yeah, fun.
With a little girl. Don't worry, I'll take a photo of it and put it up.
Yeah. I've been to Japan and got some Japanese guitar picks. They're fantastic.
With a little girl with a bow tie in her hair.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
I'm feeling the metal. So that's I think we'll do. So I mean that's just basic drive thing now, but we will do. I'm waiting for this switcheroony thingy to come, so we can actually. It's technical terms, just tomorrow, where you can hook up 2 amps to one cabinet. And we're going to do some shootout with a bunch of amps, and I think we're going to do a bunch of shootouts with a whole bunch of different distortions and drives into a couple of different amps. So we've got the Origin 20, we're going to have the...
50?
Well, yeah, maybe with the 50.
Yeah, because that could be interesting. Because, yeah, they're both in the same product range.
Yeah, so, just different one. It's the different... I mean, volume, different perception and all that sort of stuff. But we're going to do the... Origin 20 versus the DSL 20, which there's an unboxing of the DSL 20 there if you want to watch that. And what else is there? There's going to be the Studio Classic, the 20-watt JCM 800. So we're going to do a whole bunch of shootouts between these different amps with a whole bunch of different boosts and distortion pedals and drive pedals. So this is really just mainly looking at the amp. But so I mean, your first impression, because you haven't really played with the ones at my place much either.
No, we did the 800 demo, but that's a different animal altogether.
Completely different, yeah.
So this is definitely that kind of plexi-ish world.
Yep.
I think if you use that technique of boosting the master and then bringing the preamp gain up, it's really nice. That edge of clean sound, like we've talked about it before. There's all these different types of clean.
Yeah.
There's like the Marshall clean, Vox clean, Fender clean, like the Roland JC 120 clean, the solid state thing, like the African guys used to play.
Yeah.
Paul Simon guys, reggae stuff. So
the super clean.
Yeah. pristine solid state. So there's all these different flavors that are clean, and unless you actually kind of think about it and investigate that, it kind of plays a big part on what you're putting into it.
Yeah,
both
absolutely.
guitar-wise and effects and
Absolutely. Absolutely.
time-based stuff. So yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a great,
cool.
it's a killer pedal platform. We'll do some more videos on it, like I said. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. There's links to everything below. Go and check out our podcast. We'll be talking about this probably. Go and, what else is there to check out? Oh, Instagram.
Insta
Facebook.
Faceagram.
MySpace. No, MySpace.
No.
But
Didn't someone delete that?
I don't know.
There was this thing on the news. They deleted all the content before like 2006 or something.
It was all deleted.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone still use MySpace?
No.
Let us know if you use MySpace. Let us know.
So it doesn't matter.
So that's it. Yeah, thank you so much again to Nick and all the guys at Electric Factory, the Australian Marshall distributors here for sending this out.
Really appreciate it.
Tons more videos coming, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye.